What is up, YouTube? This is Joe from Zephyrwargames Digimon. Now I'm bringing to you guys, as you can see, a Mastemon deck profile. But not just any Mastemon. This is a CS Mastemon deck profile. As it is, at the moment of recording this, the one variant I can actually build fully. As I do not currently possess all the Miraes that I have, that aren't the CS one. I literally only own 2 BT11 ones, and I own none of the BT11 ultimates, the Angelomon and the Lady Debbie. So I've built the CS variant, and I really enjoy the CS variant. With just like minus gripes with just the current format, in terms of trying to play anything that isn't a single stack OTK kind of deck. Like hard play, go off kind of deck. Yeah, so it's just I had a profile already recorded for the channel, but I took the deck to locals as of my most recent locals as of recording this, on Monday's locals. The deck performed weirdly okay, but it just struggled to the format, to the current 2 decks in the format, which was Hoodie, which I could have won if I just had a Mastemon in the second game. Unfortunately, I just didn't get to one, and then it struggled to the Jesmon matchup, mostly for the Ganku part of it. Once they start going full-on protection defense mode, the deck can struggle to finish the game off because they just have too many blockers in the way that are just untouchable by your in-deck removal. But minus those matchups, which currently are the 2 big matchups, the deck can perform. The deck is very strong. It has a very strong OTK that it can just do. It's very fun to play. So don't take the format negs to anything to this deck. The deck is very strong. And then deck is very fun. Like if you've played Galaxy Toolbox before and you just like the CS deck as a whole, and you can get the Holden Mastemon, and if you just like Jogress strategies as, in general, this is a very fun deck, and I do highly recommend that if you can get it, pick it up. Because for the variant, like this is the only pricey really thing in this deck, which is absolutely crazy. Like everything else is arguably cheap and arguably affordable. I got text in here to fit in slots that I currently do not possess. But in theory, they can do very well in this deck, and I'll get into those when I get to them. So before I get into the actual profile, if you enjoy this, give us a like and subscribe down below. Ding that notification box if you enjoy person's content here on YouTube. You don't want to miss out on that content, and all of the support is greatly appreciated, and we thank you all so much for doing so. We really appreciate it. And I can't thank you guys enough. So before let's just get into it. let's get into the profile. So I'm going to run through the CS part of the deck because it's kind of self-explanatory. I'm going to get into the ultimates, and that's where it kind of mostly just differs from your standard somewhat CS build. So obviously we got the Runyamon from BT21. Like it's your cheaper regression strategy. You regress, you evolve for 1 less. Like it's like it does its thing. You got your Powermon for your draw and your memory gain. You got your Terriermon for your draw and your tamer play. And then you got your 3 Haguru for your draw and your DP reduction. These are like the standard like CS rookies that you want to play. I was swapping out 1 Haguru and trying out a Betamon at one point. I can still see it kind of working, but overall I just kind of want to make it as somewhat linear and just like straightforward, exactly what I need, as much as I possibly can, just to improve the consistency and keep the consistency as high as I possibly can, just to avoid those bricky moments. For the champions, obviously you got your 4 gold Numemon and your 4 Angemon. In my eyes, these are the most consistent champions I want to be playing. Gold Nimimon for the cost reduction and the security minus, and Agumon for the essential quote unquote double draw, one for Evo, one for its effect, and then the barrier as well. These are just some the champions I'm currently just really enjoying. I just want to see these as much as I possibly can, so I'm maxing them out as I possibly can. I'm playing just 2 other champions with 1 Gargomon and 1 Gardramon. Gargomon for the extra tamer play. Sometimes you just really need to get those tamers onto the board to boost your consistencies that you can. So having a early Gargomon could be very strong and effective. And Gardramon's here for those stack-based matchups where DDG can be prominent. It doesn't happen all the time. You don't always have those kind of matchups. But having the one of, I think, is just is warranted. For the Ultimates, this is where it actually differs. We're playing 4 Angewomon and 4 Lady Devi. Self-explanatory, you're playing Mastemon, you want the Jogress, and these guys, or these gals, help support that. Angewomon is an on-player in Evo. You can add your top security card to your hand, and if you have 3 or less, you get to recover 1. The inherent is just generic alliance. Lady Devi is a blocker and on-play win Evo pop a 4 or lower. And the inherent is just generic scapegoat. Both of these have the effects where if you control the other one on the board or a mirror, you can reduce their play cost by 3, making them a 4 cost on play, which comes in very handy, is very strong, and you can combo it off with Yugo later on in your tamers to make them actually a 2 cost on play, which is absolutely fantastic if you can pull it off. Now, because we do sometimes brick and not open and get to the second angel, we need ways to facilitate that. And so I took a tech from a winning list or a Bristol list, and that is 1 copy of the BT18 Lucimon Chaos Mode. This is picked because it has strong on play that is both dual colors. So it has an on play, and on Evo, you're always going to be on playing this. Very rarely will you ever pay the 8 to evolve into this. But your opponent may either delete a Digimon or Tamer. If they did not delete, you could recover 1 and you trash the top security card. It does have an all turns where if it would lead a battle area, you can trash your bottom security card to prevent it. So it has a form of protection as well. But it's mostly in the sense that it's here for the 5th purple and yellow simultaneously on a single card. That has a strong on play that can potentially remove your opponent's security. By having that, it means that you're now 1 step away from doing your OTK with your Mastemon, and then you're not reliant on having the promo Mastemon to kind of do that work for you. I do have another tech in here to can also facilitate that OTK, and we'll get to that in a moment as well. But this is here for the for that play. So we're playing 1 copy of the Lucimon. Obviously it's to help with the promo Mastemon here. The promo Mastemon, if you don't own this, just play more Lucimon Chaos Mode in my personal opinion. Literally if I'll be playing it at 2, and I'll be having 6 purples and 6 yellows, which would be very strong. But promo Mastemon here, when Digivolving, recover 1, and if you DNA by placing 1 other Digimon Tamer at the top of bomb security card, you can trash your opponent's top security card. Most of the times you're literally just going to be throwing like maybe an Amy or Mireille away on your board to trash your opponent's top security card, and then you can just start going off for the finishing blow. But the namesake of the deck is obviously 4 copies of the Mastemon CS. This is literally here. This is your mainstake. This is your boss monster. This is doing everything for you. So it has barrier partition with Angewomon and Lady Devi, and it's just a generic yellow purple Jogress. As a when Digivolving effect, you may play 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card with as yellow or purple from your hand or trash without paying the cost. Then if this card has 2 cards of 2 Digimon of the same level in its stack, you can trash both players' security until they have 3 left. All turns, when the security stack is removed from, you can place a Digimon as the bottom security card. So you can recover yourself, you can just remove an opponent's body, putting them back to 4. But this is literally, you're jogressing into this, you're playing out a body, and you're just getting off your opponent's security down to 3 left, and then you're swinging with your alliance, doing 2 checks, putting your opponent down to 1 security. After that, you're going to, because you've jogressed, you've refreshed all of your inherents So you can just regress back into the Lady Devi, do your drag regress again into another Mastemon, and then you can just start swinging off for game. If you go into the promo, you're putting something back, you're trashing your opponent's last security card, and you're swinging for game. Absolutely strong boss monster. Really, really love this card. The artwork, this is just a standard artwork as well, is absolutely fantastic. Really, really fun playing it. In my eyes, what could be the secondary boss monster though is 2 copies of Alphamon. I'm thinking of trying this out as another way to potentially finish the game. As you can literally jogress into Mastemon, trash your opponent's security till they have 3 left. You can then regress the Mastemon back into your Andromon, and then you can use your inheritance to go into Alphamon, swing with the Alphamon, alliancing, then you get to restand, doing 2 checks, and you get to then swing again. You're putting your opponent down to the last security card, just like that. Alternatively, you can go into the jogress with Mastemon, put your opponent down to 3 security, swing with the Mastemon, doing 2 checks, regression, jogress into another Mastemon, regression straight away, then go into Alphamon, swing, restand, swing again. Like that can literally just be the game ender. So it's just another way of having a somewhat budget option of the promo Mastemon. So this is why I'm taking in 2 copies of Alphamon, 1 copy of Kyoko Kurumi to go with it. This is kind of like my little mini alpha package, you could say, just to help finish off the game. Give myself a secondary boss monster. Also, even give myself a pseudo hybrid hybrid of the Kurumi. Like if my board gets outed and I have the Kurumi's getting me back a combo piece. I can then on my turn restand, set myself to 3, go straight into Alphamon by doing my progression, and I can start doing my regression. Maybe even get to Mastemon and have the Alphamon in play, and then I can just literally set off my play from there. So it's just a small little package I'm playing in here. Just going to be trying it out for a while just to see how it goes. Who knows, maybe if it will stay or not. As I just get more and more Mastemon cards, who knows, maybe it might just become a more dedicated pure CS Master list. But right now, the theory is there, and I kind of wanted to show it off in this profile so you guys can get a more understanding on what else you can tech in this deck. You don't have to go fully away from traditional CS boss monsters. You can still keep those in while still implementing your Mastemon play. Moving on, still with the Tamers, we're playing 3 copies of Amy Ibo. I really wanted to try and fit the 4th one in, but because deck space can be a little tight, we want to play a bit more consistency cards. Once you see 1 Amy, you should be fine. You're usually fine, as I should say. So having the 3 is not too much of an issue. Playing 3 copies of Yu-Gi-Oh! Kamishiro. Again, this is another card that I can easily play see myself playing at 4. But I still wanted to keep 2 copies of Mirai in here, as literally Mirai by herself can let your angels do their cost reductions. So literally, Mirai plus Yu-Gi-Oh! Is literally 1 angel for 2 and the other angel for 4. Yes, that's obviously 6 memory, which is a lot. But the fact that you can do that interaction, and if you just have like a lot of these Kurumi detective agencies on the field, you can probably get that play going quite effectively. But yes, this is your consistency package here. These are your like 9 cards that just like all search your deck, all dig through your deck to get into your combo pieces and just get off the play, because you are a jogress deck at the end. Yes, you can play the deck as a stack-based deck, and I do want to emphasize that you are still a CS deck. You are still a stack-based deck. This is something that in testing I'm still forgetting at times. I'm really trying to like at points set up the jogress play, get that play going, but we're completely blanking out. Oh, I'm a Cyber Sleuth deck. I can just aim into Mastemon if I want to. Mastemon has no need to jogress to get its full value. I can just aim into Mastemon and get a play off to swap my opponent's board. It's something I do emphasize that you, as playing this deck, if you're new to this deck, if you're new to Mastemon or new to playing Mastemon in a different way, just do bear that in mind. You're not fully reliant on doing a DNA. Yes, obviously you want to set up the DNA, and you can do that, and it's more sometimes effective to do the DNA. But yes, just being able to, and the DNA, starting with the DNA is obviously part of your OTK, but if you can and have to just do CS Amy into Master, just CS Amy into Master. It's just, if it gets the play going, it gets the play going. But that, guys, is the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below what you're doing with Mastemon CS. Are you playing a more traditional Jogress kind of variant with more like more of the promo, none of the Alphamon or that kind of thing? Let me know if you like the Alphamon tech, if it's something that you're also looking into putting into your own Mastemon lists, or if you're just not playing the CS variant at all, and you're just like, I really like the standard Mirai kind of like style list. I would love to play the Mirai style list, but again, as I said, I do not possess all of the Mirais. I'm now literally waiting for the Maiden set to get that secret rare for more affordable. So, but I am trying to work my way into getting copies of BT11 again. I'm 2 down, at least 1 more to go. But as always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, as always, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.